How's it going, everyone? We got some brand new information coming straight from the developers. Brand new information that has been confirmed, and this is going to be something for olders and new players. You guys are going to be very happy about this good news. Also, some concerns, but we're going to go over faction reputation, anomalies, mutants, ultimate edition, like the different weapons that you are getting if you were to purchase that and how to get them. Also, in regards to the review embargo, loot containers, Easter eggs, and a whole lot more. So stay tuned and let's dive into this video. So the developers do know that Stalker 2 is, of course, one of the games that a lot of veterans aren't very familiar with it. However, there is a huge turnout in regards to brand new players coming into the series. So the developers have been doing a great job on trying to answer as many questions without spoiling too much. So let's continue on one of the first questions. It says, will there be more impactful decision system? I mean, where something you do in a quest can lead to, for example, destroying a fraction, smaller things like changing trader system, giving you a dialogue option, and wouldn't that otherwise, etc. So Molt, who is on Discord, went on to answer. He said, for sure. So that is kind of like a general answer, but you're able to get a lot from that. Next one, it says, another good question. I see that there will be a new anomalies. Will we have maybe new mutants too? And the answer says, of course. And we are also were able to see those in different trailers that had already come out. So definitely that has been confirmed. Another question we got here is, you've mentioned a personal stash that each can access to it. Does that mean items stored in a regular stash in the world can be taken by other stalkers? So that is a heck of a good question. And the answer says, it is safer and more handy to have loot in your own stash. You can address it all in the hubs. So as long as you're able to store this in your own personal location or personal locker, stash location, whatever you want to call it, is going to be safe and you're going to be able to access this through the different hubs. And remember, there are various hub locations that are going to be throughout the entire map that you're going to be able to access. So that is something good to know and also a nice confirmation by the developers. And then we got another question. In the description on Steam about the Ultimate Edition, there is a weapon list that players will get. How we will get these weapons, I hope there will not be in our backpack at the start of the game. And yes, that is a really good question. And the answer goes not at the start, but you will get a quest or stash coordinates you will need to be able to go get the loot. So that is something awesome. The developers, I've seen this in a lot of different games where they give you something when you are able to purchase whatever edition, and then once you go into the game, you either acquire by completing a quest line, which this is going to be the case, or you'll get it eventually after you are progressing to the story. Now, this is a good question in regards to the game mechanics. It says, how often will you see normal emission? How does the emission change the environment and maybe the playthrough? Will there be PSI emissions? First answer to the first question says sometimes. The second one is very interesting. It says it kills things and the sky goes red. You will need to stay in the safe zone. So if you see the red sky, gotta get into the red, gotta get into the clear so you are able to be safe. Then we have another question, which was the last one, but that one is under NDA and they did not want to spoil that one away. Next, we have everyone wants to know when the review embargo lifts. Please tell us. And I did make a very detailed video about this. I gave you guys my thoughts. We actually back and forth with it within the community. We went back at it And guys, the developers are saying it is a surprise. So the rumors don't have it that the review will come 2 hours before the game releases. Now, what do you guys think about that? Sound it off in the comments. Do you think that's a good or a bad thing? Or you just don't care if you are just going to play the game regardless the review? And then we got another one. It says, will we be getting a release time map graph before launch? This, they went out to say yes, and we're probably going to be able to see this today, Monday, or the latest probably going to be Tuesday. So you guys are ready when you need to get into the game. Now, remember, if you are on Xbox, you're able to preload the game now if you are able to purchase it. And on day one, if you have the Game Pass or the PC Game Pass, I believe it's the Ultimate, you're able to get the game with your membership. So you don't have to spend additional money. Of course, you pay the membership, but you're getting that game on day one, which is pretty cool. If you are either on PC, if you want to play on PC, or you want to play it on Xbox. Now, if you are those type of players that like to do 1, 2, 3 playthroughs, this is a good question. Will loot and stashes and containers be randomized between playthroughs, or is it a something that's going to be preset? They went on settings. They said that some is set, but more is randomized. So if you are those type of players, you're going to be able to find different loot each time you play. So if you find something in the fridge or you find something in a container, next time it may be something different. Now, who does not like Easter eggs in games? And the question was, will there be Easter games? Yes. The answer is yes. So we'll be able to find a bunch of Easter eggs as we are going through the different playthroughs. And another question, will we be able to sit down certain locations for immersion sake, for example, as a bar, and have paint in your fellow stalkers like show in most recent Shadowsk videos? Well, the answer says yes. We will be able to sit down in certain locations for immersion's sake. I know you've seen this in the different trailers. You're seeing the main character eating and they're resting. And the question is, will there be hunger, thirst, and sleepiness in the game mechanics for survival? Answer says yes on hunger and on sleep. You will need to eat and you will need to sleep to be able to have a better survivability. If you don't do that, then your chances are going to go down. Will death force you to reload an old save? And this is a very good question. Or will you be able to continue in the save but have to retrieve your equipment? The answer goes on to say you will need to load an old save. So, but it doesn't answer the whole entire question. But I'm guessing that if you die, of course, you're going to go back to an older save, but it seems like you're not going to be able to retrieve what you lost. So have that in mind. It could change or it could be interpreted differently here. Let me know and sound it off in the comment section below. What do you guys have experienced in the previous Stalker games, and what do you feel will be fair? For those that want a little bit more of a challenging when it comes to video games, this is a really good question. Will there be an option to turn off yellow guide markings? These are the marks where sometimes the developers hint you like go here or this is safe. And the answer is yes. You will be able to turn this off. Of course, this will make the game a little more of a not confusing but also challenging, because you're going to have to guess some things as you are going through the game. Now, in Stalker 2, there's going to be 4 different endings. And the question is, will there be more of an impactful decision system? I mean, where something you do in a quest line can lead to something else, for as an example, destroying a fraction, or a smaller thing like changing trade items, giving you a dialogue option you wouldn't have otherwise. And the answer is yes, for sure. This is going to be a very impactful. So if you make a decision on something, you're going to be seeing something else. I know, as an example, that if you are aligned with a faction and this I broke it down in my video, and I think a lot of you guys are veterans are going to be very surprised on how factions are going to work, and we just got to be open-minded on certain things. And I think the previous players are going based on what's happened before. You guys are going to be very surprised, so have that in mind. Okay, another good question is in regards to the PDA system. This is what you're going to be able to open up. You're going to be able to see your map. You're going to be able to see the different zones that you're going to be able to navigate. And the question is, will there be a PDA system? Yes, there will be, just like you've seen it before. You can navigate with the compounds. You can also are going to be able to open up the PDA, and you're going to have the following. Some of the things you're going to be able to see is like a bag, which equals a trader, a cross, which equals a medic, a bed will be replaced when a skiff can sleep. So a skiff is your main protagonist, and also the fireplaces will be your hub locations. So those are the certain things that you're going to be able to locate. One other marker is going to be a question mark. Whenever you're seeing a question mark, that is a undiscovered location or an important NPC. So there you go. That is something brand new that probably is going to be very useful for older players and new players that are going to be jumping into the game on day one. Now, this is another great question because a lot of you guys are going to be playing this game probably are going to come from an RPG type of system video game. And the question is, will leveling up be a thing in the game? And I'm not going to read the whole entire question because the answer is no. You're not going to have a level up system where you need to upgrade and get XP. It ain't going to work like that. This is something different, so you have that in mind. I know if you guys have played regular Stalker games, the previous ones, you probably know that already. But if you are brand new, there you go. That's the answer to your question if you wanted to know about a leveling up system. Another question we have here is the custom markers, and I already told you a little bit about them on what to expect. So there you go. Even developers are confirming this even more. So that is something cool that we're going to be jumping into it. And we also have another good question, and this has to do with crafting. Is there a detailed crafting system in the game? Can you craft meds, supply, ammo, etc.? No, no, no. We don't have such a craft system. No, you're not going to be able to build a table where you're going to need certain items and then that turns into you making more bullets. No, guys, it doesn't work like that. Okay. So there is no such thing, but there is going to be a system where you are able to upgrade your weapons on the spot, or you can take them to an NPC and you can also just upgrade that weapon that we will have in place. And if you find something good on the, say, on the open world, then you're able to use that and do like over 100 combinations on just about 34 different weapons, which is cool. So you can make it like an SMG slash sniper, or you can make a slash sniper with a shotgun. It's just gonna be crazy. And then we got another question: does a life allow stalkers to hunt artifacts and sell them? And yes, you're going to be able to do that. Going to be able to sell those artifacts and sell them. So that is something good to know. And then we also have here another good question. Not sure if this is going to be allowed, but are there current regional prices final? How big will be the game that you're going to be able to download? And if you don't know, yes, the first question is going to be yes, the answer, but it's going to be about 160 gigabytes that you're going to be able to download to be able to install that game. So if you don't have the space, now is the time for you guys to make it before you're able to start downloading the game and run out of room. And no, you're not going to be able to pre-download the PC version of Stalker 2. At this moment, developers have said we are also considering this as an option, but unfortunately, we couldn't find a way for PC to pre-download to be possible. This right now, at this time, guys, this is only possible on Xbox if you are able to purchase the game. And here is another really good question. Are there any form of reputation or rank system in the game? That I know, guys, is in regards to the factions. There is going to be a way that you're going to have a somewhat of a reputation with some factions, because if you watch my previous video, I went a little bit deep on that, and yes, it's going to be a way where you're going to be able to have rank up on a on a faction. Let's see my previous video, which is popping up right now. Take a look at it, and it just goes about the reputation. It goes about the factions that you're going to be able to join, and how is that going to work. And of course, the developer says kind of rests in NDA. So that's one of the things that they don't want to know more about, but you already know about that, guys, because if you watch my video, then you are full up to date on that information. So go ahead and go watch it. I'll pin it in the comments so you can just click on it and go watch that. The things that you're going to have in Stalker 2, and it's a continuation from the franchise. Will we be able to sell trade damage guns with low durability, or will we have to repair them before selling them like the original games? The answer is you cannot sell extremely damaged guns under 40% durability. Just got to make sure it's above that, and then you should be able to sell those, and in return get some good items back that are going to help you. Now, if you guys made it this far to the video, this is an answer to a lot of your questions in regards to the faction. And I think I'm going to paint the video in that other video about this. And it says, I know reputation between the factions will matter a lot in the story mode. And I know killing one from that faction will make them dislike me. If I kill, let's just say, a random solo duty soldier with no one around, right? That's an awesome question. Will the whole faction hate me? And the answer goes up and says, it has a weight system to be logical, meaning that probably, yes, this will affect the way you're going to have a faction relationship with other members in the game. So have that in mind. So if you have a good faction, maybe if you kill one, probably you'll be okay. But if you kill multiple people from that faction, maybe it'll come in a negative way. And then if you go to that section of the map, well, good luck to you. So there you go, guys. That is a lot of stuff that developers have confirmed before the release of the game. This is some good, insightful information. Let's just digest it and get ready for November the 20th when the game releases. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and also don't forget to hit me up with a like, and we'll see you guys on the next video.